Welcome and thank you for viewing the creative writing class of 2020's senior reading, Departure. We are all departing into the next step of our life in some way, be it by car, plane, or a change in scenery. My class chose this theme to highlight the changes of times and new journeys at the end of it. We will be reading from the chapbooks we each created, a feat of our 4 years as creative writing majors. And please, at the end of this video, check out the description below for links to buy our chapbooks. Enjoy the show.
Hello, I'm Zhaedyn Sigars, here to present to you my chapbook, A Martyr Manifested. And the basics of the book is that it's about religion, politics, but most importantly, the ultimate act that is love and how it connects to me, my family, the current events, how it all impacts my individual identity, and how it spurred my growth into the person I am today and who I am going to become. And I just wanted to share one very important vital piece from the book with you, actually the closer, titled Always Apply Pressure to Pain. It hurts to love. That is the most vital lesson I have learned thus far, a statement that is slowly withering me away. Living through each pump of my disseminating blood, beating my heart day by day. It took far too long for me to see what my right hand loved doing so well. It enjoyed killing me. Gouging this organ out, my veins palpitate until the thumb and index apply a great amount of pressure, squeezing and thrashing what pounds my interior until it no longer causes me to quiver with hope or tremble with fear. Yes, I wish that what terrifies me most won't come into fruition. My intuition warns me that I'll lose everything I've ever held a deep affection for. Soul ties are slashed, passion red in my eyes. Trauma makes my head throb. Don't rob me of my sensitivity. Fast rates, then it flatlines. I love when blood pours. I love when compassion is reciprocated. I love when ashes aid attacks, depleting me of my life until I am defeated. But love has nothing to do with it when you don't love yourself. For sympathy reveals the character held prisoner within. How can you be so attached to the person that harms those whom you are fond with? Drunken with rage. Oxygen begins to escape my lungs as carbon fills me until I die. The gore that spouts from my reminiscent scars that came from sentiments is shockingly endearing. Harmful shots sentimental out of bad habit only lead to emotion wreaking havoc on each chamber I'm chained to, the one I hate most, pleading him to allow me to give you the love you need. Yet his heart holds no empathy. Pathetic and unapologetic as he is, red rubies shine as roses stem from his abdomen. I attempt to pry open his chest so I may take of this corrupted core and shatter it and stain flesh with its darkness. However, this only gave him power over me, as those I fought so hard for, in order for them to receive what they deserve, race away from my fingertips. Who would want to sit and mend a broken heart, scared that what is now being repaired might slip out of their hands? They don't trust themselves with a piece vital to me, straining to protect this kinship. Each lineage experiences the hurt from loving one another. Through and through again, I injure those closest to my chest, due to the worst qualities manifesting into an unlovable side of me. Yet I find my palms wounded from picking exterior beauty and determining who is worthy of my affection. My petals, my heart, my sable soul. as I learn a greater lesson. Each rose has its thorns. Thank you.
Hi, my name is DeShong, and my chapbook is called Kintsugi. Kintsugi is the ancient Japanese art form of repairing broken pottery or ceramics by mending the imperfections with a golden powder. I chose this because my work as a whole deals a lot with introspection and kind of just accepting yourself, coming to terms with who you are and finding beauty in it. And when I stumbled upon this art form, it really resonated with me, so I thought this has to be it. One of my pieces that I will be reading is called Stroking Fires, which I wrote a long time ago, but I still really love. This is Stroking Fires. I can already see our demise. You and I up in flames. We burn comfortably slow. It started as a simmer, a spark, but we boiled over and I burned my hands pulling you from the flames. Still you push me away, you don't trust when I say I love you, you don't use my name because it leaves cuts on your tongue. But of course, I understand. I wouldn't believe a girl who plays with matches, or a boy who hides his hands behind his back. Truth be told, and it never is, I don't trust you either. I know it's just preservation, natural selection, one wrong step, you'll jump the gun when my back is turned to save yourself from a bullet that will never come. Now no one likes a troublemaker, but they could never love a girl who brings out the red in their eyes. Unlovable is not a trait, but a warning, a fire alarm, the one you've been training for. You know to drop everything and run. But you were never one for the rules. Thank you. This is Doom Generation. We are anointed killers, no matter who we fight for, no matter what god, no matter what nation. We are all changed, we are all the same, passing down our battle scars like family heirlooms. War does not end because they say it does. They sent us to die, they sent us to kill. Fathers and sons, all a means to an end, and the end justifies the means. We died in the jungles, we died in the trenches, but the worst death was the kind they sent you home with. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sarat, and this is my chapbook, Laid Out in Lavender. Laid Out in Lavender refers to the process of strewing lavender over a corpse to mask the smell, but in a figurative meaning it can also mean to condemn somebody or something or show something in the best light. What each story is about is up to you. I generally write about death and loss or other people's perspectives rather than my own, and I hope that you will see that in these works. Today I will only be sharing two pieces with you, one poem and an excerpt from one of my short stories. My first piece is called Sing Unto Me. Angel of death, sing unto me, till death do us part, till death do us part. Even the gods don't live forever. Burn me on my funeral pyre, hang me in a tree, lay me on the water, to be rocked gently by the sea. Angel of death, sing unto me, till death do us part, and in death bring us together, till rebirth shall part us again. And my second piece is a short story titled The Wanderer. There's a man that likes to wander in North Falls. I don't know where he is going or what his destination is. Some nights I can see him outside my window, and curious, I open my curtains to stare at his face. The strange thing about him is that I can never seem to find his eyes. The wanderer is always looking the other way, like he's too shy to meet my gaze. Then he'll shuffle away from my house and continue to wander around the town, as he always does. Sometimes when I'm on the bus, I'll find him walking along the sidewalk, pacing back and forth in front of the library. I wondered if he ever went in the library before, or if he had just stayed outside of it. Other times he would stand right outside our school and stare at us, looking at us through the old chain-link fence, the one that we used to be able to get under when we were children. Every time we passed him on the bus, he stared as well, meeting the eyes of every child that looked out the window towards him. Even when I was looking out the window, I could still never see his eyes. It was possible, I theorized, that his eyes could have been brown, too dark a color to even see it from far away. I never got too close to him. I was afraid to. Everyone in town said the Wanderer was dangerous, that he had escaped prison before, but those rumors had yet to be proven true. For me, I didn't even believe he was a real person. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sigars, and today I'll be sharing my chapbook titled Protea. Protea is the changes we go through, the courage we need to grow, and the strength we use to transform into the best determined versions of ourselves. Enter the realistic differences I've understood and the person I am today at this very moment. Today I'll be sharing 3 chapbook pieces with you. My first piece is titled Tumbling Fast. Frustrations to feel this void of hatred. I hate you, but I need you, the words I can never say. Love is an overused word that I no longer know the definition of, a word that should be blocked, not as intense, but a meaning undefined. The artery I need the most is the aorta, something that is connected to the left ventricle, something you've taken, ripped out, and beaten me with, leaving me to nothing. That is how I describe this love, but hatred, that I feel so deeply for you, but I still need you here for me. My own thoughts clogged with your opinions. I am not stronger than love, but weak. The feelings you made me hate so much had engulfed me, and I am hanging by the thread of my self-conscious. Crying, grabbing, pulling me up to take control. For the sake of God, hold me tight, squeeze me hard, and don't let go. Embrace me in the self-love I wish I had. Before we met, before we were one, before we slowly became I. Thank you. The second piece I'll be reading for you today is titled Vulnerability. To a lonely girl in the clouds, because you tend to see between his lies, you felt safe. You didn't ask for much, but he always seemed to say less. The less you say, the more he kept his focus on you. Your words meant nothing, as empty as the bottom of your beer bottle. Drowning your sorrows into alcohol, you take another pill, thinking of the girl he had on his shoulders. That was a happy girl once. Struggling to forget everything that's damaged, no longer good enough, his taste so defined. Rapid eye movements, growling stomachs, you make yourself suffer as you realize you were his vulnerability. So mature yet so lost, you forgot the meaning of life, what it means to you, but what it meant to me. Thinking you're important to him, the key goal to make the move of mountains, of progress. You made progress, yes. You made progress that you weren't here for, from a carefree girl. Thank you. Lastly, I'll be reading my final piece, titled, I Don't Lose Control Ever. You always want to see me smile, but you never want to admit you have no taste. The cotton spilling out of your mouth drains the sight in my eyes. I no longer want to see you. Anything of you reminds me of the way you promised me happiness. But instead, you have brought insecurities on top of insecurities, and now that's weight on my shoulders. As I struggle to hold up the pain you have made me endure and the consequences that have come with them. The blank stare is my favorite of the side effects. The chattering teeth because it's just chilly, but slipping consciousness, that's different. That's heavy. Not knowing what to do in that moment, I hang on to you as the belt tightening around my pants comes undone. Loose to the touch of the holes, so many ways to easily get through this. But I stay with the late night whispers, ungrateful batter, and the way I still restlessly stay at your side, and somehow, you are still good for me? Thank you.
Hi, my name is Helena Rodriguez. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my chapbook titled Duality. Duality is an attempt to approach an array of subjects from different viewpoints or opposing perspectives. Each piece is juxtaposed with one of similar content, if not the same origin. I will be reading 3 pieces for you today. This is the Garden of Eden. I watched him reach for the forbidden fruit, cupping it in his palm while he offered it to me as a gift. Who knew this gentle sin would taste so bittersweet? He blamed me, but you know how men lie. After all, it's not Eve's apple stuck in their throat. This next piece is titled Whore of Babylon. I broke down your walls. I broke down your walls, and then what? I took one brick, and then another, until it all came crashing down on me, and you stood there, quaking in your armor. Your city run rampant with my sin until it became all-consuming, and you wished for your wall. But didn't it feel good to lie and wake with me? Thank you. This last piece is an elegy to my abuelito titled June, Sand, and Strawberries. I used to dread the taste of strawberries, and though sugar and you never came to an agreement, I'd find you stealing small slices when I wasn't looking. I'd like to think you enjoyed the way my face turned the same shade of red, so you'd smile at me because we both knew I'd never say anything after that. I used to get sick of the scent of sea spray. It made my stomach turn like waves tumbling over dark shorelines, forcing back memories of summer eves spent with you watching sunsets, memories of almost drowning in the same water you taught me how to swim. But I never stopped loving the beach. Even when I close my eyes and I see your ashes instead of sand, and when someone says, let's go swimming, all I can think of is the last of your remains sinking below the blue surface. Now, aqua waves tug at my ankles, and I'm beginning to understand how you felt when I'd pull out your fingers the few times you joined me in the water. But now I think you're begging me to join you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Samayoa, and I'll be sharing with you my chapbook titled Raíses, which translates into roots in English. To me, roots means what made you, you. What made you become the person you are and what you had to go through, if it's personally, emotionally, and it also means what your background is and where you came from. My pieces are pieces I have written in the way of my growth. I have written some in rough times where I find my way out. I'll be sharing 2 pieces with you today, and for my first piece, I'll be reading The 4 Stages. Fishing was his favorite. He always told jokes and everyone laughed. The way his nose scrunched up and how his eyes blinked while he laughed made it even funnier. Stage 1. He wasn't feeling good and he didn't know why. He lost weight. He looked like a guardian, a protector, and a soldier, but he started to look like he wasn't. Stage 2. He had beautiful gray hair despite the fact he was only 64, but he had to lose it. He was still energetic either way, taking trips from his homeland back to a place he didn't want to be in. He loved adventures, but the adventures took his energy away. Stage 3. No appetite, no conversation, no remembrance, yet he still managed to know who I was, what my name is, asked if I was good in school, asked if I was okay, asked if I'm being good at home. While holding his cold hands, hearing his voiceless voice, I answered, Sí, tío. I knew it was painful for him, and I know it was painful for everyone to see a body they didn't recognize. Stage 4. The king of the sea, as I called him, still tried to say his jokes. We couldn't understand coming out of his mouth. We still laughed because we knew it would be the last joke we would hear. He didn't look like a protector no more or a soldier, but he did fight the battle he had to fight. With all his family and friends by his side, he didn't win, but we all knew he won something much bigger that night. We miss his jokes, he told. We miss the food in his 7-seed soup. We do miss how he would always reunite the family. We do miss his laugh. We do miss how happy he was after his last chemo, but we won't miss the pain he was in. We will always remember the animation he created in our lives, but I will miss him calling me Nana the most. An elegy to my uncle. For my second piece, I'll be reading Raíces. When someone asks me where I'm from, I don't give the specifics. I just tell them blankly that I'm Guatemalan, even though I wasn't born there. I let them know that Spanish was my first language, because that's all my parents knew. Having my mind speak in Spanish y mis palabras en inglés, sometimes it's complicated. But I remember something my parents walked 2,842 miles for. It's not just a blue and white flag with a bird in the middle, it's more than just a 9-letter word, coming from a Mayan background where art and architecture is what's known for. Knowing Tikal, Las Lisas, and Quiché culture, all the beautiful colors that have been woven in together in cotton and wool, the food they take time making to dishes we eat, chuchitos, tamales, pepianes, y reinitos, knowing that cacao was mainly made there, a beautiful green, red, and blue bird named Quetzal makes it even more special. Ava india que vive en tu esclavo, palladión que protege su suelo, ojalá que remote su vuelo más que el cóndor y el águila real. Ojalá que remote su vuelo más que el cóndor y el águila real, y en sus alas levanta hasta su cielo, Guatemala, tu nombre inmortal. Native bird that lives in your seal, the protector of your soil, may it fly high. More than the condor and the royal eagle, may it fly high. More than the condor and the royal eagle, and its wings may rise up to the sky. Guatemala, your immortal name. It's more than just a blue and white flag. Thank you.
My name is Daejah White, and my chapbook is entitled Empiricism. Empiricism is basically the idea that all knowledge is derived from experience, either past, present, or what you will know in the future. The reason why I chose empiricism for my chapbook was because I feel that personally everything I've known has come from myself and what I've experienced and what I will experience in the future. So without further ado, my first piece is entitled Your Recollection of Me. I hope I am remembered as the girl you could count on. That I wasn't just a number in your book of women, that my hips didn't make you lie on that fateful night when you told me you loved me. Because of you, I have come to the realization that men will make a battlefield of your body, leaving a mess too big for you to clean up. I hope that I never see you again. Because I know that once your smile lights up your face, I won't be able to keep you away. You are the gas to my fire. We just don't mix. But we both loved how flames can consume almost anything until it is completely unrecognizable. Much like how I used to be. So I hope I am remembered as the girl you could count on, because I can barely remember me. Thank you. My second piece is titled, What It Means to Not Breathe. I've been trying to see our love through your eyes. Maybe then I could understand why you always chose them over me. I was your first love, kiss, handhold, late night call. For you, this was just a relationship. But for me, you made the flowers bloom. My worlds go round and my heart beat. Mama always told me that when I find the man of my dreams, it would be hard for me to breathe when he wasn't near. It's funny how we met when I had my first asthma attack. That's when I realized that it had to be you because I couldn't breathe. But I didn't listen to Mama. She said that it would be hard to breathe, not that I couldn't. With you, I could never breathe or relax. I was always holding my breath or you restricting my airflow. Now that you are gone, and I hope forever, my world still goes around. The flowers still bloom, and I can breathe. Thank you. My third piece is entitled The Sound of Defiance. The sound of life rotting is silence. Every tear shed piled into your lap like stone, only to be cracked and shattered like bone. What's left is a casualty of violence. Relationships taken over by tyrants, locked in cages to sing songs of sorrow. Changes come fast. Will ours be tomorrow? Toxins and pills, you were my defiance. Forbidden fruit gets sweeter with every bite, only to turn sour in the mist of the night. What seems to be appealing to the sight will emerge and vanish out of spite. The pull is strong, knowing wrong from right. When push comes to shove, always hold tight. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Leza and my chapbook's title is Seconds. Seconds is supposed to encompass our time on Earth. we as humans only take up a mere second, and our environment affects us whether or not we choose it to, and we can perceive it as good or bad. I choose to see it in color. My first piece is A Sunflower Poppy Seed Pinot Noir Loving Philosopher. I remember your favorite, Pinot Noir Green Cellar from 1990. Deep and dark, yet still bad for your heart. Full of texture and flavor, and I still wound up with wine I don't favor. My dear, you were my rosé, that was left out in the sun, meant to be cherished for a day, yet recorked for a year. I remembered your favorite, poppy seed sunflower bouquet, bright with depth, seeking sun, but only to be left in a vase for our decay. We were never going to reach the sky, but our petals thought otherwise. Our bouquet would have never been seen in sunlight. I remembered your favorite book you'd always leave on the ottoman to pick up and read to me as we fell asleep by the fire. On the genealogy of morality, was it? Dear, that book was burned, along with the memories of your favorite Merlots, roses with lilies, and awkward authors who never understood mankind. Dear, the memories did not sweeten through the ages of time. Our memories were as awkward as we were. If you oppose, tell me this. What is my favorite sherry? This is my second piece, 5 Ways to Sterilize Your Senses. 1. I can still piece together the lines on your face into question marks. No what, where, or hows, just why. My question marks are hooked onto the memories that are now wedged in my manners. Thank you for all the questioning that I have to do now. 2. I can still recall what you smelled like, as if I'm putting together the chemical makeup to help me to remember, to remind me to forget. I don't need to inhale any more poison. I've already set out the rat traps. 3. I can still hear your voice. I should have known it was a death sentence. The echoes bounce on my cell walls, while the memory of your breath skips like a record between my ears. Every day I hope that record breaks, but I know it never will. 4. I can still taste the tears I swallowed. They created an ocean in the back of my throat. Salt starts to sting when it piles up, only for the dam to break, flooding, drowning. To this day, I'm glad you never got to taste the bitter salt. 5. I can still feel you on me, the way your greasy fingers clogged up my pores, metabolized to infect me, polluting my bloodstream, oil disarrayed. So when I recall lines stabbing my eyes, poison incinerating my lungs, echoes shattering my eardrums, or me choking on an ocean, it will never compare to the fact that when it comes back in pieces. Ones that I can't always put together. And not knowing is the worst part of all. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Connor McClugage, and today I will be sharing my chapbook, Sìthean, translated from Scottish Gaelic as Fairy Mount. Sìthean speaks to the mysteries and metaphors of fairies as each piece captures the tumultuous tale of life. It's my collection on growth, culture, pride, fears, and dreams as I share 3 poems with you. The first poem I will be sharing is Linguicide. I found my tongue was gone, as the fleshy muscle lay still inside my own mouth, unable to even lift up to create the simplest sounds. Even those around me stumble around, similar to me, as they search for the lost tones and hidden words they can no longer create. What they used to create in the sweet grip of childhood, except long shadows are now cast over those faded sunny days. And we are unable to even cry for the loss of who we were without the help of our tongues, prisoners of those who cast shadows. Thank you. My second poem will be Tell Me. I found my own self, spinning like a top at the edge of humanity's hubris, until I could no longer stop, with hands steeped in blood and wings clipped free. Until I'm left beaten down, unable to tear free of the mud, the grime that grips me so, left to beg and call for anyone to come and raise me free of this. Just as Icarus called out to his own father beneath gurgling, joyless waves that ate him in their own despair, not understanding that even his own father couldn't have saved him from himself. Even I couldn't understand that this mud, this grime, this blood was of my own making. Tell me, Icarus, was the sun worth it? Thank you. My third and final poem will be The Peach Boy. To look back on life, I find only a pail of peaches in an open meadow, greeted by the sea, and when I close my eyes for a second, I can still hear waves lapping over the bucket, spilling the content into the meadow until I'm left adrift in a sea of peaches, until I'm drowning in the nectar. Too sweet for me to swallow, I'm left choking it down until it tastes almost bitter. But I will find myself washed up along that faraway shore. A single peach lies before me, and I tear it in half. I take the peach pit inside, held in the palm of my hand, as I dig a hole, knowing it will grow into a future I can look forward to. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Casey Curry. I'm the Director of Creative Writing here at Howard W. Blake High School in the lovely city of Tampa. I would like you to join me in a virtual applause and standing ovation for the class of 2020. These students are talented. They have won numerous awards. They are small in number, but they are tenacious, and they are survivors. They are students who are going to do great things. Their trajectory is mighty, and I could not be more proud of them. They put together this virtual reading because when life hands us lemons, we make lemonade, and I am so proud of their creativity. I am proud of the work that they've done, and I am proud of their chapbooks. I implore you to go out and purchase one. The links are on the screen. Please support these students and their writing. Support the emerging work. Creativity matters. In a time of this pandemic, it probably matters even more. These students have been busy. They have been fruitful, and what they've been doing is something positive. And I just could not be more proud. Thank you, thank you, thank you.